Hello, dear children. Now we are going to study the change of state, and today we are going to see some more changes of state. Okay, so let us come to vaporization or boiling. Now, what is vaporization or boiling? You all know that when a liquid boils, it changes from the liquid state to the vapor state. So let us see here what is given. The change from the liquid state to the gaseous state or vapor state on heating at a constant temperature is called vaporization or boiling. Okay, so you can see here in the figure the liquid is boiling and it is changing into the vapor state. So this change is called vaporization. And you must remember that this vaporization happens at a fixed temperature. The fixed temperature at which a liquid changes into its vapors without any increase in temperature is called boiling point. So when this change of state takes place, that is when the liquid changes to vapor state, there is no increase in temperature. This change takes place at a fixed temperature. Okay, so that temperature is called as the boiling point. So let us see here an experiment to find out the boiling point of water. So in a beaker, we take some water and insert a thermometer in it with the help of a clamp. So you can see here that there is a stand, and from there is a clamp on which you have you have inserted a thermometer in this, isn't it? And there is beaker and some water is boiling in it. Now put the beaker on a tripod stand, okay, and heat the apparatus with the help of a kerosene burner slowly. So a burner is kept down and this liquid is heated. Observe what happens to water. You can see that some bubbles have started to rise up. Now at that time, what temperature will you see? The temperature that you see on the thermometer is 100 degree. Okay, so that is the boiling point of water. So first, when you were boiling it, if the temperature of the water was 20 degree, then when you keep on heating, the temperature will change from 20 to 30 to 40 to 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and after that when it reaches 100, you see that it will remain 100 for a long time. So the temperature becomes fixed because at this time what is happening, there is a change of state. That is, the liquid state is changing to a vapor state. So you must understand that the boiling point is a fixed temperature. Okay, the temperature is not changing until the whole of the liquid boils off. The temperature will not change. Okay, so that is why we say what is boiling point. It is the fixed temperature at which a liquid changes to the vapor state. How can you explain the vaporization? By using the molecular model. You all know that in liquids, how are the molecules arranged? They are little bit free to move in all direction, but within the boundary of the liquid. It cannot leave the boundary of the liquid. So they have a little small force of attraction on each other. They have a low kinetic energy. Now when you are heating it, what happens? Suddenly they get a lot of energy. So the average kinetic energy of molecules of liquid increases. So all of them start getting some energy. At a particular temperature, when a certain temperature reaches, the molecules acquire sufficient kinetic energy to overcome the force of attraction between themselves. So they have a force of attraction. So when they get enough energy, they are able to break free. Okay, like you see, suppose we tie a small uh, lamb or a goat on with a rope. If it is a small one, does not have the energy to break it, isn't it? But when it grows bigger, sometimes it might be able to break free, isn't it? So same way, the molecules first, they don't have enough energy, but when we are heating it, they get sufficient energy and they can just leave the surface. Okay, so they will not remain in the boundary also, they will just cross the boundary and go out. So then they will become in the gaseous state. This is called vaporization. Thus a liquid changes into the vapor state at a particular temperature by the absorption of heat energy. The heat energy absorbed does not change the kinetic energy of the molecule, but is utilized in doing work against the forces of attraction in increasing the separation between the molecules. So here when you are heating it more and more, the kinetic energy of the molecule is not increasing, but they are getting the energy to break free and go out. Okay, actually the kinetic energy tells us about the temperature, but we know that when vaporization is taking place, the temperature is not changing, because all the heat that we are supplying is being used to break or to overcome the forces of attraction and to become separate molecules. Okay, next we have another process called condensation, which is just the reverse of evaporation, the change from vapor state to the liquid state at a constant temperature on rejecting heat. So you think that when you supply heat, the molecules are going apart, isn't it? Now when the molecules lose heat, that is we are taking out the heat, that is we are cooling the liquid, then what happens? The molecules, they come closer together again. Okay, first when they had energy, they were moving apart. Now when you are cooling it, you are taking away their energy. So slowly when you take away the energy, they all come back closer to each other, and the vapor state changes into liquid state. This process is called condensation. So I will read it again. The change from the vapor state to the liquid state at a constant temperature on rejecting heat. Rejecting heat means we are cooling it. That is called as condensation. The temperature at which the vapor changes into the liquid without further decrease in temperature. That is, there should be no further change in temperature when condensation takes place. So that point is called the condensation point. So it is just like the boiling point. Condensation point is the temperature at which the vapor changes into liquid state without any further change. That is, it is also a fixed temperature. So if you say steam changes to water at 100 degree on cooling, so 100 degree is the condensation point also. If you say boiling point, we say at 100 degree liquid water changes into steam. So same way, condensation points means at 100 degree the steam will change to water on cooling. Here the difference is that we have to cool the liquid in case of condensation. Now we come to evaporation. Okay, so evaporation and vaporization, they are two different terms. Here evaporation can take place at all temperature from the surface of liquid. That is, when you have a liquid surface, the molecules at the top layer, they only need a little bit energy to move out. So when we do not need to heat that liquid also, at room temperature itself, if the molecules on the surface get certain energy, they will start changing into vapor state. So that is called evaporation. Okay, so evaporation can take place at any temperature. Like when you sweat a lot and suddenly you put on the fan, what happens? The sweat starts evaporating. Okay, so you don't have to boil to make it into vapor state, but the surface layers, they start evaporating out. So that process is called evaporation. So evaporation can take place at all temperatures, okay, because only little heat is required for the molecules to move out. Evaporation takes place at all temperature, but vaporization takes place only at a fixed temperature, which is the boiling point of the liquid. So evaporation can take place at all temperature, but vaporization takes place only at a fixed temperature. Okay, that you have learned, the boiling point. Then evaporation is a slow and gradual process, whereas vaporization is a rapid and violent process. So when you boil a liquid, if you are making tea and you are boiling some water, you can see that suddenly the whole liquid starts moving, isn't it? The molecules start moving, and you can see the vapors being formed. So it is a rapid and violent process. But evaporation is a slow process, like the sea water evaporates slowly, and what happens? The vapors, they rise up, and that is how the clouds are formed. So that is a slow process, because little by little it is taking heat from the atmosphere, and the liquid molecules are changing into vapor state. Then evaporation takes place only at the surface of the liquid. So evaporation is a surface phenomenon. It does not take place throughout the entire liquid. Okay, so it is a surface phenomenon. Evaporation takes place only at the surface. That is, one by one the surface molecules are moving out into the gaseous state. But in case of vaporization, the entire liquid is changing, isn't it? The whole liquid starts becoming violent and starts changing into the vapor state. Then evaporation has a cooling effect. Okay, so evaporation, whenever evaporation takes place, what happens? The molecules, those who are leaving the surface, they will take some energy from the surrounding, or if suppose you are sweating, and after that you put on the fan. So what happens when you put on the fan? The liquid molecules, they start taking some energy from our body and they go out to they break the attraction forces and they move out into the gaseous state. So what happens? Because we are losing heat, it produces a cooling effect. So evaporation always has a cooling effect. Then rate of evaporation, that is how fast the evaporation will take place, how fast things will the water will evaporate. That depends on 5 factors. Okay, so that is the meaning of rate of evaporation. So first is the temperature of liquid. So you all know that a wet cloth dries up on a hot day much faster than on a cold day. So if you have a good amount of heat, that is, when you put the wet clothes in sunlight, they get dried up soon because the evaporation rate is faster when the temperature is high. If it is a cold day, or you put your wet clothes in some cold place, then they won't dry very fast. That is, evaporation does not take place fast in that case. So when temperature is high, the evaporation is also faster. Okay, so the first factor on which rate of evaporation depends is the temperature of the liquid. Second factor is the area of the exposed surface. So when you increase the area of the exposed surface, that is, you spread out things, then they dry out faster. A cloth dries up faster if it is spread out than it is folded up. That is why you can see your mom, when she puts the cloth for drying, what does she do? She spreads it out, isn't it? So she knows a lot of physics. So you must respect your mother because she is using all the physical principles in doing the household work also. Okay, so you see that when you increase the area of the exposed surface, then the evaporation becomes more faster. Next, it also depends on nature of liquid. Some liquids, they evaporate very fast. Volatile liquids such as alcohol, spirit, ether, etc. evaporate much faster than water. Okay, that is why when you have a volatile liquid, you have to store in a tightly closed bottle. You can see petrol also is a volatile liquid. So that is why we always have to keep the petrol tank closed, isn't it? What will happen if you keep the petrol tank open? The whole of the petrol will evaporate, isn't it? So nothing will be left. So some liquids, they are called volatile. Volatile means which evaporates very fast. Okay, sometimes we say that you have a volatile memory. That means whatever you learn today will evaporate very fast, it will go off very fast. So that is the meaning of volatile. Volatile means it changes into vapor state very fast. Then next we come to the next factor, the flow of air above the liquid. So if something is evaporating and you move air over it, then it evaporates more faster. Okay, so if air is blown above the liquid surface, it moves away the vapors of liquid with it, so the liquid evaporates more quickly. So that means when one set of liquid molecules change into vapor, the air will move it quickly so that there will be space for the next one to come out. So like that, you know, the evaporation will become more faster. That is why when we want to cool something, we blow air over it, isn't it? You also use physics without even knowing the principle. So when you have a very hot milk given to you, what will you do? You will just start blowing over it. So what happens? The evaporation of milk will take place, and so that will cool the milk, because evaporation always leads to cooling. Okay, So you don't have to blow continuously, little blowing and then it cools down, isn't it? Then you have to drink it. Don't let the whole milk evaporate. Okay. Then the presence of humidity. So in dry air, humidity means what? Humidity is the presence of moisture in the atmosphere. Okay. So in dry air, if there is less moisture in the air, then evaporation becomes faster. But if the air is humid, that is already lot of moisture is present, then our liquid will not uh, evaporate faster. Okay, that is why the wet clothes dry faster in winter than in rainy season, because in rainy season there is lot of moisture in the atmosphere, so the clothes will not dry fast, but in dry air the evaporation is very fast.